So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to attach your Letus anamorphic GoPro adapter to your Hero 3 Plus case. Now we have a pre-release version again, and it comes with this screwdriver, and this is the lens itself. It's kind of got an aluminum body. It's really nice. It's actually a lot heavier than I would have expected, but build quality is really good. And this is what the back of it looks like. This is where the two dots, that's where it's going to attach to the top of the case. Those are your 4 screw holes. And this is where you would put the rubber seal that goes around it. Now mine didn't come with this. Again, we have a pre-release version. I don't believe they intend to include that because I don't think many people are going to be taking this underwater. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually not a huge fan of this screwdriver that was sent. I'm actually going to use the official GoPro one. It's not any better in any real way, except I feel the tip here is a little fatter than the tip here. So my problem with this is I had a few GoPro screws that ended up getting stripped, as you might be able to see it here. But there's this little silver screw here, and it just got all messed up. But this one does have a nice magnetic tip. The GoPro one doesn't really have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Hero 3 case. You're going to want to take off any of the mounting options that you would have at the bottom. Just take off the back door. It'll just pull right off if you've never done it before. So these are the 4 screws we're gonna want to remove. If you're used to the Hero 3 case that had the screws on the front, we don't have any of those anymore. This prevents anything from really rusting or getting corroded or jammed. So it's all inside this sort of nice dry case. This isn't to say you still can't ruin these screws, it's just a lot harder. So we're gonna start with this top left one. It's probably the hardest, and you're gonna go counterclockwise to take all these guys out. So we'll just do that right now. So if you're going to invest in this lens, you're also probably going to want to invest in picking up a official GoPro Hero 3 Plus lens replacement kit. Now these kits have been a little hard to find, but they're going to be a super big help when you're applying this lens adapter. It's going to come with a bunch of extra screws with Loctite on them, as well as the official screwdriver, which I found to be much easier for installing these and less likely to strip the screws. And you're going to get some extra seals, which the Letus AnamorphX GoPro adapter didn't come with initially, but you might not necessarily need it. But if you're going to have a few extra, you might as well throw it on there. It's built with that in mind. So once you have this attached, we can put this off to the side. You're going to want to hold on to this for later. You might want to pull out this little rubber sealant. I'm debating whether I'm going to put that on there for now. Should get this out of the way. So I'll put this right there. Now you're going to notice there's a little indent. The kind of little protrusion point that comes out, it should line in perfectly with this part right here. Again, sorry for the lighting, it's a much darker day than it normally is here in LA, and I don't have a ton of light in this room right now. Our studio light just kind of blew out, so working with what I got. So that's like that. We still have the 4 screws left in here, which might make it a little easier. Let me turn the volume down here. 'Cause usually what I do is I normally pull these out, and I find it very tough to get these back in with this wrench, because there is no magnetic sort of properties really of this. If there is, they're extremely weak. So as soon as I go to dip it in, they fall right off, and you're not going to want that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these 2 dots. These 2 dots again are to go into the top 2 indents right here. So let's put this rubber piece here. All right, and put this right here. You should see all the screws sort of push. And we're going to start by slowly tightening some of these. Again, you want to go very gentle with these. My big concern is with stripping these. Now, when I originally tried to do this, I ended up ruining one of my cases because I ended up stripping these screws in so much that I couldn't get it out, and I actually had to drill through the plastic just to get this lens out. That's a big reason why I'm using this screwdriver instead of the other one. And again, keeping these screws in here instead of taking them out like I've done in the past is making this much faster, much easier. I'm just going very slow on each one of these over and over again. And when you finish this, if you do plan on using this lens underwater, you're definitely going to want to pressure test it. But basically, you're going to put your camera in a tub of water, whether that be a bucket, a sink, a bathtub, and just seal it all up, fill it up with water. and then leave it in there for like 30 minutes to an hour, and just make sure when you take it out after you drain the tub that there's no water in the inside. So if you do end up using the screws that are in your current case, they don't really have a large amount of Loctite on them. Loctite is this little blue material that you see on these screws here. These are the screws from the Hero 3 Plus lens replacement kit, which is kind of hard to get at the moment, but if you do end up picking this up, it's got a large amount of Loctite on it. And what this is going to do is it's going to help these screws stay in place a lot stronger. It's going to make it a lot more secure. It's also going to make it a little more difficult to take this lens off, but I really recommend that if you're going to pick up this lens, it's probably worth investing in a second Hero 3 Plus case that has this, the exclusive for it. You don't really want to be taking this on and off so much. So this is going to add a little more front weight to your camera. It's not going to be a huge deal. Again, you can kind of see our sealant's kind of keeping everything nice here. I really was going to sort of advise taking this underwater, but after you do your pressure test, if you're kind of satisfied with it, I say go for it. This is holding on there quite nice, a little nicer than I thought it was going to be. And again, I'm really loving this screwdriver. I have had zero issues. The other one, I was doing the same exact sort of setup procedure I'm showing you here. And man, I just destroyed those screws. And anyway, we're all good here. That's how you're going to attach your Letus AnamorphX GoPro adapter. Fairly easy and straightforward. Now let's go test this bad boy out.